Good morning, students. Today's chapter is inheritance. So inheritance, it is a concept in which one class acquires the properties of another class. For example, when we come to mobile communications, the first generation mobile was having some basic features. When we stepped into second generation mobiles, along with the basic features, some extra features have been added. So third generation, fourth generation, when we come to next generations, so along with the basic nature, basic features of the mobile communications, they have added extra features to that existing features. So every time or in every generation, when they want to develop a different features or different softwares for that generation mobiles, they won't write code from the scratch. They'll make use of existing codes, what they have done for the previous generation. So what we can conclude, along with the existing feature, we can add extra feature. So for that purpose, we use inheritance concept. So if you consider a login form, typical login form contains a username and password. If you want to add another credentials along with this existing credential, we will add extra feature. So we won't create from the scratch. So existing features are there. To that existing features, we can add extra feature. So by using that existing class, some concepts were there. Those concepts are already implemented. So we are going to use that existing concept and we are going to add extra feature. So in such situation, we used inheritance concept. Understood? So inheritance means acquiring some properties. What are the properties? Data and functions of a class. One class properties are going to use by another class. That other class is called derived class. The class which is already there, or the existing class whose properties we are going to inherit, that class we call it as base class. And derived class means a class, it inherits the properties of existing class. I want to when they developed second generation mobiles, so that second generation mobiles having extra feature than the first generation mobiles. So along with the existing features of first generation, some features will be added. So the second generation mobile inherits some properties of first generation mobiles. Understood? I hope you are understanding what is meant by inheritance. In biology, heredity means some features of parents are transmitted to offspring. Okay, so the same concept here. One class, that is the base class, that is also called super class. That class properties are going to inherited by another class. Like that, any number of classes can inherit the properties of existing class. Okay, so before going to theoretical part of this chapter, let us understand some programs to understand this concept, inheritance concept. I'll consider a class date, inheritance, chapter name inheritance. Header files, # include iostream, # include conio, class, I'll take class date. What are the data members? Int day, month and year in the public section. Void assume, void input, void display. There is a class, this class having 3 data members, day, month, year. This is a class date, so it takes a date. So we can input date and we can display date from these two functions. This function to get the data from the keyboard, and this is for displaying the data. So this class is meant for only to access date, either read or display. Another class I'll take, class time. time, int minute, hour, minutes and seconds, hour, minute and seconds in the public section. So this class, it handles only time. How time, you have to input the time and it displays the time. Void input void disp close. So this is meant for only to access date and this is for only time. I want to access date and time simultaneously, one by one. So now I want to input date, after that I want to input time. So we need to create these two classes. So these two classes objects we have to create and we have to access the members, particular class members through that particular object. So if you want to get date and time from single class, we can take another class date time. From this class I can access only date, from this I can access only time. I want to access both date and time, so I need another class date and time. Here int day, month and year, int hour, I'll take, here I have taken yum, now I'll take minutes and seconds. In the public section, void read void disp. See, read is a function actually when you are using files. Further there is a chapter called files, data file handling. So to handle data files we have to include header files fstream.h. When we use that header file, we should not use read function because read is a inbuilt function. It belongs to the class ifstream. Okay, further there is a chapter files, data file handling chapter. So to handle those files we have to include header file called ifstream.h. So far we had taken only iostream.h and conio.h. So I can take read function. When you take that file, that header file, you should not use read as a user defined function name, that is inbuilt function. Or in order to avoid confusion, I'll take input only. So what is the conclusion here? Using this class we can access only date. Using this I can access only time. Using this class I can access both date and time, but I need to write all these classes here. So that class requires the properties of these two classes. Instead of declaring many variables here, again memory is wasted here. Here functions. Instead of declaring all these again in this class, we can inherit the properties of these two classes. Existing classes are there, date is there, time is there, already they have defined. So now I want to merge the features of these two classes into another class. Instead of writing all these features again in the other class, I can make use of these features, the existing class features from that class. So in such situations, we have to inherit the properties of one class to another class. If you consider a customer or an employee, okay, I'll take another class. Class customer in the private section. I'll take customer ID, I'll take integer type customer ID and customer name char cname. Okay, in the public section I'll take two functions to read and display. I'll take name of the function is scan, void print, and one more class employee. In the private section, I'll take employee ID. I'll take integer type int employee ID, char employee name, here also I'll take two functions to access these data members, void scan and void disp. And one more, I want to add another feature, branch, to which branch the customer, in which branch the customer having account, or in which bank the employee is working. Okay, I'll take branch name 20. So I want to add some more features about the branch IFSC code, branch name, okay, address. So these many features I need to take here, branch name, address, char address, branch address, and IFSC code. IFSC code, it may be alphanumeric. Just I code I'll write 20. So the customer's details like this, and employee details. Here also I want to add these features, to which branch that employee belongs to, and what are the features, employee ID, employee name, branch ID, branch address and IFSC code. These are the things are common for both class. Okay, so these things I need to write here. Instead of writing the same feature, some features are common for both classes. Instead of writing again and again, instead of writing in two classes, I can make a one class. I can take a class. That class, it represents the feature of, it represents the attributes of bank. Only the bank details will be stored in that class. We can access branch details or the bank details from that class, so that we can easily handle this program. If you want to display the customer details along with the branch details, and if you want to display employee details along with the branch details, we can inherit the properties of branch to these two classes. Instead of writing two times in customer class and employee class that branch details, if you take a separate class for branch details, in that class let us take branch name, IFSC code, address. So all those things are kept under class, one class. Let us inherit the properties of that class to these two classes. Instead of writing these two again and again, if I take class bank int branch ID, char branch name, I'll take another class called bank. Here the bank details will be stored, bank name and branch name, address, IFSC code, city. So this class having only the features which are related to bank, void input and void print, so that these two classes can inherit the properties of bank. We can save the memory location, and every time in these two class it has to compile. So these things we can avoid using inheritance concept. We can avoid repeated multiple copies, and we can avoid the same thing will be repeated in multiple classes, and it can reduce the time, execution speed is more. Are you understanding? So that we can easily handle the program along with the existing feature, and we can add the extra feature. So these are the situations and these are the requirements. So it makes us to use the concept of inheritance. Are you understanding? So far what we discussed, what is the need of inheritance? Why do we inherit the properties of one class to another class? I gave at the beginning itself, I gave the example of mobile communication, mobile phones, the first generation mobile phone having some features, some basic features. When you come to next generation, so along with that basic feature, the next generation mobiles having some extra features. So they use the existing feature of that first generation. They won't write the code from the scratch. They won't develop from the beginning. Okay. So there they have used a concept, inheritance concept. So in such situations we use inheritance. So let us understand some technical aspects related to inheritance chapter. As I said before, inheritance, a class which acquires the properties of existing class. That is the definition of inheritance class. In order to acquire a properties, a class must be there. That is the base class or super class or parent class. If I consider class date, okay, int day, month, year, public, void scan, void print. So this is an existing class. I am going to inherit another class date, time. So this class includes the features called time features. What are the attributes for the time? That is hour, minute and second. These are the attributes. So this is the particular, when you consider this class, it contains only the properties of time. Public, int, hour, minute and second. Okay. So this class going to inherit the properties of existing class. From this class I want to access both date and time. Are you understanding? So in the public section, take two functions. I'll take two functions to access time, but I want to access both date and time. Okay, instead of writing another class date time, I can inherit the properties of date to this class. As usual, this class, it display the features of time. So if it inherits the properties of date also, so we can display date and time from the object of this class. How to inherit? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಡೇಟ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಟೈಮ್, ಡೇಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಈ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಂದ from this class I can display only time, or if I inherit the properties of date to this class, I can display both date and time. Okay, we have two facilities from this class. If you inherit date time class from this class, inherit andre idu properties ella idakke baro hage madodu, inheritance, heredity. Okay, ee class ge idradu properties ella bandre, this class having two facilities. One is either it can display both date and time, or it can display only time, or it can display date also. This class meant for only date. We can access only date from this class. Are you understanding? Sometimes I want to access only date, sometimes I want to access only time, sometimes we want to access both date and time. So that if you inherit the properties of this class to this class can work in a different way. Then how to inherit the class from existing class? Whose properties are going to inherit this class, base class? There is a syntax, there is a rule. Class name, colon, visibility mode, here I have taken example. I have to replace this general statement by any of the visibility modes. There is a word in inheritance, visibility mode. Right now you have to understood like this. Visibility mode, there are three types: private, public and protected visibility modes. So in the class and object chapter we discussed access specifiers: private access specifier, protected access specifier and public access specifier. That is different from this visibility mode. Here also three modes are there: private mode, public mode and protected mode. When the word in visibility mode comes, means it is inheritance. Only in inheritance concept we use the word visibility mode. If a class, a normal class, there is no inheritance concept. If you have only single class, then every class having three access specifiers: private, public and protected. So one thing you should be clear with this: every class having three access specifiers: private, public and protected. If your program having 10 classes, every class have three access specifiers: private, public and protected. And these classes are separate. There is no inheritance concept. No class is derived from any other class. Okay, so all 10 classes are separate classes. So every class having private, public and protected access specifier. So idu first nimge artha agbeku. This you should understand first. Okay. So here visibility mode, I told you private, public or protected. Any of these we can use here. Now I'll use public. Usually we have taken public access specifier, and whose properties you are going to inherit? Date. So what would be the syntax of deriving a class from existing class? ಈಗ syntax ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? So when you write this statement, what you need to understand: date time is a class. This class inherits the properties of date, class date. So then class is a keyword. Date time is a derived class name. This is called derived class. Yaru access ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ? Who is going to access the properties of existing class? Here properties are nothing but attributes and functions. Attributes means data members. Three attributes, three data members: day, month, year. So they are all called data members. And two functions: scan function and print function. These two are called member functions. So if you consider a properties, any class properties means one thing you should remember: either it may be a data member or member function, or both can access through the another class. So ಒಂದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಬೇಕು, properties of class ಅಂದ್ರೆ either it is ಇದು ಡೇಟಾ ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಎರಡೂ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. Every class having both data members and member functions. Okay. Now I am accessing the properties of class date to this class. So what we can say, this is the base class and this is derived class. So base class or super class or parent class. Which is the child class here? Date time is a child class or derived class or subclass. Other name of base class is super class. Other name of derived class is subclass. Then colon. We must write colon here. In order to derive a class, we must write colon. Don't forget this. Colon. Then visibility mode. Here we may use any visibility mode: private, public or protected. Any one we must use here. Base class name. What is the date here? Date is a base class name. If you write the general syntax, the syntax becomes like this: class, derived class name, colon, visibility mode, base class name, open bracket, private, public, protected, and in all these sections we must write members. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಯಾವಾಗ ಡಿರೈವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಪ್ರತಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಆ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಗೆ ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ಆ ಕ್ಲಾಸನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನು ಒಂದು ಸೆಪರೇಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಎವ್ರಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್, ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫೈಯರ್ಸ್. So let us write the definitions now. Inheritance. Definition. It is a mechanism in which one class acquires the properties of another class. It is a mechanism by which one class acquires the properties of another class. Here properties means data members and member functions. Properties of existing class. Now, base class. In inheritance, some definitions you need to understand. First thing is what is meant by inheritance, then what is base class, what is derived class, what is meant by visibility mode. So these are the important concepts in this chapter. A class whose properties are going to be inherited from another class, that class we call it as base class. So in this example, date is a class, date time inherits the properties of this class. So this is a base class. A class whose properties these are going to be inherited by other class is called base class. Next, derived class. A class which inherits the properties of base class. A class which inherits the properties of base class. I hope you understood these three definitions properly. So, inheritance, one class acquires the properties of another class. The existing class or whose properties are going to be inherited is called base class, and the class which inherits the properties of existing class is called derived class. So in this example, date is a base class and date time is a derived class. Let us understand the syntax of deriving a class. Syntax for deriving a class okay. Class, derived class name, colon, don't write in words, you must write the symbol colon, visibility mode, here base class name, open flower bracket, private, public, protected. As usual, every class having 3 access specifiers, no? The same thing I have to write here. members. Members are nothing but either data members or member functions. Semicolon. What we have learnt in the previous class is how to open the class, how to close class, how the class having access specifiers, everything is common here. Only the difference is class name, that is derived class name. So these things you need to add when you are going to derive a class. ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಡಿರೈವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾದರೆ ಬಾಕಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೇಮ್, ಇದಿಷ್ಟು ಮಾತ್ರ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಕೋಲನ್, ವಿಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಮೋಡ್, ಬೇಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ನೇಮ್. So now let us understand what is visibility mode. It has a very important role in inheritance. Okay, I told you properties of base class are going to inherit to the derived class. From this statement, what you can understand, base class properties means either data member or member function, or both data member and member function. So some properties of base class are going to inherit to derived class, isn't it? I told the statement, that is when we are going to inherit a class, so properties of that class going to inherit to the other class. Okay, whether all properties are going to be inherit to another class, because every class having 3 access specifiers: private access specifier, public access specifier and protected access specifier. In each access specifier we may have data members and member functions. Are you understanding? So in this previous examples and so far, what are the examples I had taken? I used only private and public access specifier. In general, what I am saying is, a class having 3 access specifiers, you may have data members and member functions in all sections, in all access specifiers. If a class base, let us consider class name is base, if that class having data members and member functions in all access specifiers, private access specifier, public access specifier and protected access specifier. Are you understanding what I am saying? So ಇಷ್ಟು ದಿನ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಮತ್ತು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಸಪೋಸ್ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ 3 ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫೈಯರ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಡೇಟಾ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್, ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ತೊಗೋಬೋದು. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ 3 ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫೈಯರ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫೈಯರ್ಸಲ್ಲೂ ನಾವು ಈ ಡೇಟಾನ ತೊಗೋಬೋದು. ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಟು ಡೆಮಾನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ ದಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಟೇಕನ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ವೀನಿಯೆಂಟ್ ವೇ ಆಗಿ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿರೋದು ನಾನು, ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಮತ್ತು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಅಂತ. So in real time examples, we may have data members in all sections, data members and member functions. Understood? So in inheritance concept, if I take another class, so I have one class called base class, that class having 3 access specifiers and all 3 access specifiers having some properties: data members, member functions, data members and member functions. Okay, if I derive that class to another class, I'll take a derived class name is sub, the class sub. That class sub inherits the properties of class base. So class sub is also a class, no? That class also having 3 access specifiers: private, public and protected. I hope you are understanding. So every class having 3 access specifiers: private, public and protected. A base class also base class having private data, protected data and public data. A derived class also having 3 access specifiers: private, public and protected. And I am going to inherit the properties of base class to derived class. What is the name of derived class here? Sub. I consider sub is the name of derived class. Here base class name is, I have taken base. My question is whether all data of base class are going to inherit to the derived class, because all data means, what are those data? Private data, protected data and public data. Okay, one thing we already cleared with this, base class properties are inherited to derived class, isn't it? ಇಷ್ಟು ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದು, ಬೇಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡಿರೈವ್ಡ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಬೇಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಡೇಟಾ ಇದೆ? ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಡೇಟಾ, ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಡೇಟಾ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಡೇಟಾ. 3 categories are there in every class. whether all data going to inherit to another class, is that data members or any data members in that class, private data, public data, protected data, whether all data members or member functions are going to be inherited to another class. That is my question. Are you understanding? See, for this question, that answer is depends on visibility mode. Understood? So this, I told you, it has a very important role in inheritance. So my question is, I hope you understood what is my question. Whether base class all data members, base classes all data members are going to be inherited to derived class. What are the different category of data members in a base class, in every class? Private data, public data, protected data, or private members, public members and protected members. All these members are there in class. So whether all these members are going to inherit it to derived class? This is my question. For this question, what is the answer? So that is depends on visibility mode. What are the different visibility modes? Private, public and protected. Every class having three access specifiers: private access specifier, public access specifier, protected access specifier. There is no relationship between that and this. That is separate and this is separate concept. So adu clear irbeku nimage. Class means having three access specifiers. So this feature comes under only inheritance concept. Inheritance matra. So in previous chapters, class and object, function overloading, constructors and destructors, there we did not take inheritance concept. We had taken a single class and we had implemented those concepts. Every class having three access specifier. There was no matter of visibility mode. When visibility mode comes, when we are doing inheritance concept. Okay. When we are implementing inheritance, then visibility mode will be, it will come here, visibility mode. So how many visibility modes are there? Private, public and protected. So for what we understood, a class having three access specifiers. Okay. So inheritance means properties of one class are acquired by another class. You have to understand my statement. First, we understood the definition of inheritance, and we all know a class having three access specifiers, and we know that the features of three access specifiers. What is the feature of private access specifier, public access specifier and protected access specifier? If you consider a class, a single class, private members, you all know the features of private members. Private members cannot be accessed outside the class. Who can access private members? Only the member functions of that class and friend function. Are you understanding? I am recalling those concepts what we had learnt in the class and objects chapter. That is very important here. You have to understand that concept to understand this inheritance and visibility mode. So you know the feature of private access specifier. Nodi illi private visibility mode antanu ide, private access specifier antanu ide. So private access specifier anta bandaga, you have to consider a class, a single class. Within that class there are three access specifiers: private access specifier, public access specifier and protected access specifier. What is the feature of private access specifier? A private members cannot be accessed outside the class. Then who can access private members? Member function of that class and friend function. A public member can be accessed from the member function and non-member function of the class. Any of these functions can access a public data. Member function, non-member function and friend function can also access public data. And protected. Protected members cannot be accessed outside the class. And protected members are accessed only from the member function of that class and friend function. See, private access specifier and protected access specifier. So if you consider this as private access specifier, protected access specifier, what are the common features of these two access specifiers? Both access specifiers members cannot be accessed outside the class, and they can access through the member functions and friend function. These two are the common features of both access specifiers. In what way they have differentiated? Private members cannot be inherited. See, in that chapter I had given this statement. What I said, right now you have to learn this statement as it is. In future further we'll discuss inheritance chapter, I told. So that chapter, now we are discussing that chapter. Now I hope you are understanding what is that statement meaning. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಆ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹಾಗೆ ಬರೆದಿದ್ವಿ. ಏನು ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೀನ್ ಬೈ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಇನ್ಹೆರಿಟೆಡ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ವರ್ಡ್ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು. ವಿ ಹರ್ಡ್ ದಟ್ ವರ್ಡ್. ಅಟ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಐ ಡಿಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗಿವ್ ಮಚ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲನೇಷನ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಟ್ ಇನ್ಹೆರಿಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ನೌ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ದಟ್. ಸೊ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್ ಯು. Inheritance means acquiring a properties of one class to another class. Private members cannot be inherited. We learnt this line with this statement. What does it mean? If a class having private data member, that members are not going to another class. That is the meaning. Private members cannot be inherited. Protected members can be inherited. Understood? That is the main difference. Private members and private access specifier and protected members, protected access specifier. If you are thorough with this concept, it will be easy for you how to understand this chapter. I hope you all understanding what is private access specifier, public access specifier and protected access specifier. I'll write a simple example here. Class demo. In private section, I'll take a data member int x. In the public section, I'll take int y, and in protected section, I'll take z. This class having, or I'll make this as protected, private, sorry, public. As I said before, every class having 3 access specifiers. In this example, I am considering all 3 access specifier. In private access specifier, in private there is a data member int x. In protected section there is a data member called y, that is integer type, and also z in public section. Okay, semicolon. Now I will take another class, that I will make that class as a subclass of this existing class. Let us take the class name sub. Name of the class is sub. You all know the syntax to derive a class from the existing class. Class, I had written class as a keyword. Derived class name. What is the derived class name here? Sub. Colon. Visibility mode. Visibility mode, I told you, private, public and protected. And there are 3 visibility modes are there. Among these 3, I'll consider public mode now. Public mode. After that, any of these 3 you have to use here. Base class name. What is the base class name here? Demo. Demo is the base class name. Understood? Now, in private section, I'll take here also 3 access specifiers are there, no? Every class having 3 access specifiers. Private, public, I'll take protected here, private, protected and public. I take any data member here. Just I have mentioned access specifiers. I only access the properties of existing class to here. See, let us understand the features of each visibility mode. Private mode, public mode and protected mode. I am talking about this, the visibility mode. I am talking about visibility mode. Understood? So these are all access specifiers. Every class having 3 access specifiers. So in inheritance there are 3 visibility modes: private mode, public mode and protected mode. What is the feature of private mode? Before I said properties of base class are inherited to derived class. Whether all properties are inherited? No, isn't it? So, and we already learned private access specifier feature. Private members cannot be inherited. Okay. Whatever the visibility mode here, either private mode, public mode and protected mode, private members cannot be inherited. If you write public here, or if you write private here, or if you write protected here, private member of the base class cannot be inherited to derived class. That is the first rule. You need to remember. ಇದು ಒಂದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು ನಿಮಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್. ಏನು ಯಾವುದೇ ವಿಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಮೋಡ್ ಇರಲಿ, irrespective of visibility mode, whether it is private mode, public mode or protected mode, private members cannot be inherited to derived class. Understood? So if it is, so here I have taken public, no, whether int x, we cannot access x from this class. It is not inherited to this class. You all know accessing members of class. How to access members of a class? Object name and dot operator. Are you understanding? If I consider main function here, void main, open flare bracket, to which class I have to create object? To the derived class. This is a base class whose properties are inherited to derived class. Through the object of derived class, I am going to access the members of derived class and also base class. Then only it is confirmed, yeah, those properties are inherited to derived class. Usually, members of a class can be accessed through the object of that class, object and dot operator. So, if it is inheritance, when you access members of base class from the object of derived class, so what you can conclude? Those members are inherited to derived class. ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ನ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ನ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? ಆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮತ್ತು ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ and dot operator. Using object and dot operator, we access the members of that class. If this class, if it is having int a is a member of which class? Subclass. If I create object for subclass, yes. If I take function here, so a is a private data, I cannot access directly there. I must take a function in a public section. If I take void scan, this function accesses the private data a, and that public member can be accessed through the main function. Are you understanding? A is a private data of that class, subclass. To access a private data, we need a member function. I had taken member function scan, void scan. Unless you call member function, it won't execute. How to invoke a member function? Using object and dot operator. That's why I have created object there, sub yes. Yes dot scan. If you call scan function, whatever the instructions in that function, it will be executed. That is a normal process. From the scan function, if you are accessing base class members, if you want to access x, y, z from that scan function, scan belongs to which class? Subclass. if you want to read for X, read data for X, is it possible? No, because private data cannot be inherited. Private data inherit agiralla, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿರಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಗೆ. So that is the first point. So in private mode, private members of base class cannot be inherited. Then which access specifiers members will inherit? Public and protected. ಇಷ್ಟು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಒಂದು ಗೊತ್ತು, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದ್ದು ನಮಗೆ, ಬೇಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿನ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡಿರೈವ್ಡ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ಹೆರಿಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಹೌದಾ? ಯಾವುದೆಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ಹೆರಿಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವ್ದು ಇನ್ಹೆರಿಟ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ? ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಹೆರಿಟ್ ಆಗೋಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತು ಇನ್ಹೆರಿಟ್ ಆಗೋದು ಯಾರು? ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್. ಓನ್ಲಿ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ಹೆರಿಟೆಡ್. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್? ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ protected members. So two statements you have to understand now, right now. First thing, private members cannot be inherited. Public and protected members will be inherited to the derived class. Okay. After inheriting in the derived class, whether they have become private data or public data or protected data, ಆಯಿತು ಇನ್ಹೆರಿಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು. ಬೇಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇಂದ ಡಿರೈವ್ಡ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ಹೆರಿಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು. ಇನ್ಹೆರಿಟ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಡಿರೈವ್ಡ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ 3 ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫೈಯರ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಎ ಡಿರೈವ್ಡ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ 3 ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫೈಯರ್ಸ್, ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್, ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್. ಟು ವಿಚ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ದೋಸ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್? ವೆದರ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಟು ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ or public comes to public, there is a clarity. Only protected and public will come. Protected members and public members will be inherited to the derived class. After derivation, to which section those members will be go? ಯಾವ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ? ಪ್ರೈವೇಟಿಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತಾ, ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಹೋಗುತ್ತಾ, ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟೆಡಿಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತಾ? That is depends on visibility mode. Private, public, protected. So this visibility mode decides whether the inherited members becomes what type of or they belongs to which access specifier in a derived class. Are you understanding? Visibility mode, it decides inherited members are becomes either private or public or protected. So if it is a private mode, public and protected members are become private members of the derived class. Hangadre what are there in protected and public? Int y, int z. So y and z are inherited to derived class and they will become the private here if I consider private, I am talking about private now, so I will take private. If it is a private mode, these two members become private members of the derived class. You should not write again. If you write again means that there is no necessity of inheritance concept. So total how many members are there in the private access specifier? Int a, int y, int z. Understood? If it is protected, you all know private members never inherited. Public and protected members will be inherited. Now the access specifier is visibility mode is protected. These two members are become protected members of the derived class. Okay. If it is public, as usual private members are not inherited. Only public and protected will inherited to derived class. After inheritance, where will go these two members? Respective sections. Public protected member become protected of the member of a base class becomes a protected member of a derived class, and public member of a base class become public member of a derived class. Understood? So in this chapter, first you need to understand what is inheritance, what is base class, what is derived class, and what is the syntax to deriving a class, and what is the role of visibility mode, and what are the features of each visibility mode, and meanwhile you have to understood the concept of access specifiers also. Now visibility mode. So what is visibility mode? It decides whether the inherited members are become either private member or public member or protected member in the derived class. Are you understanding? It decides whether the inherited members are private members or protected members belongs to private, protected, or public access specifiers in derived class. It decides whether the inherited members are belongs to private, protected or public access specifiers in the derived class. Okay, here inherited members are nothing but the base class members, or belongs to which access specifiers, ಯಾವ access specifier ಗೆ ಸೇರಿದೆ ಅಂತ. Now first thing, private mode. Private mode. So 3 points you need to remember, or I will make it as 2 points. Private members of base class cannot be inherited. Public and protected members of base class are become private members of derived class. Are you understanding? So private members of base class cannot be inherited. It will not inherited to derived class. Public and protected members of base class are become private members of the derived class. Okay. Now, to understand this concept, let us consider an example. I'll take 3 access specifiers in the base class. Let us try to inherit those data members or member functions to the derived class in private visibility mode. Understood? Time India. Let us understand this concept through an example. Class base, name of the class base I'll take here. in the private section int x protected int y, and in the public section int z. I'll take 3 data members here. I'll take another class, derived class sub. Now I'll take a private mode. Base class name is base. Here private, protected and public. When you write this statement, what happens? Base class members are inherited to derived class. As per the rule, private mode of inheritance, private members of base class cannot be inherited. What is the private member of base class here? Int x is a private member of base class. This data member will not inherit it to this class, derived class. Then how to access private data? You all know private access specifier. Only through the member function of that class private data can be accessed. So this class requires a member function. I'll take that member function here in the public section. Void scan. So the purpose of this function is to access x, cout, enter x value. Cin extraction x. So function close, class close, semicolon. Are you understanding? So private data cannot be inherited to derived class. How to access private data? Through the member function of that class. I have taken scan as a member function. It can access a private data. Now, as per the rule, public and protected members of base class are become private members of the derived class. So what are the public members here? Int y and int z. These two are the public members. These two members are inherited to derived class. After inheritance, where they will come? In the private section. Now this private section having y and z. Okay. I'll take a function. How to access a private data? You all, anyhow, these two members are inherited to derived class, that too in a private section. Private section. So now you have to consider only derived class. How to access private members? Through the member function of this class. I have to take a member function, void get data. I'll take get data. From this function, I can access a protected and public data of base class. Cout, enter y and z values. Cin extraction y and extraction z. Close, function close, class close. In this example, I have taken only functions which are meant for read operation. See, x is a private data of base class, y is a protected data and z is a public data. As per the rule, if the visibility mode is private members are not inherited, then how to access private data? Through the member function of this class. Who is the member function? Scan is the member function. This class member function can access a private data. Now, protected section having one data member, public section having two members. I told you members nothing but both data members and member function. So public section having one data member and one member function. So public and protected members are inherited to derived class. So what is the conclusion here? Protected member int y, it comes to private section of the derived class, and public member int z and function, member function scan, both will come to private section of the derived class. So what are there in the private section of the derived class? Int y is there, int z is there, scan function is there. These three member belongs to private section of the derived class as per the rule. Understood? Now, anyhow, these three comes to private section. Then how to access private data? Through the member function of this class. I have taken get data as a member function. First, which function you want to execute? Scan function. If I take main function like this, void main, I have to create object for derived class so that we can show it is confirmed these members are inherited to derived class. Through the object of derived class, if I access the base class member, if it executes properly, what is the conclusion? Base class members are inherited to derived class. I have to create object for derived class. Sub is a derived class name. Yes. Through this object, I want to access X. Is it possible? No. Because X belongs to private section of the base class. Then there is a function. Scan function can access private data. Scan is a public member of a base class. This function is inherited to derived class. But this function belongs to which access specifier of a derived class? Private access specifier. Idu elli bandide? Private ಗೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ. Is it possible to access scan directly from the S? No. A private member cannot be accessed through the non-member function. I hope you are understanding. It is simple. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಆಗಿ ನೀವು ಯಾವ್ದು ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಲಮ್ಸಿ ಆಗಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ಏನು ಇದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಸಾರಿ ಇನ್ಹೆರಿಟ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಮತ್ತು ನಾನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಗೆ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಲ್ಲ, ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟೇಕನ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬಿಲಾಂಗ್ಸ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸಿನ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಡೇಟಾನ ಯಾರು ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು? ಅದೇ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿನ ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ನಾನೇನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಒಂದು ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಆ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಗೆ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಕೆಲಸ ಏನು? ಈ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಡೇಟಾನ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಅದು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಬಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕಾಲ್ ದಿಸ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್. ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಲ್ಲ, ಕಾಲ್ ಆದರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅದು ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡಾಟ್ ಆಪರೇಟರ್. In this example, we have created object for derived class. Sub ಅನ್ನೋ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಗೆ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. If I use s dot scan, is it work properly? ಈಗ ಇನ್ಹೆರಿಟ್ ಏನೋ ಆಗಿದೆ. y, z and scan ಇದು ಮೂರು ಕೂಡ derived ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ಹೆರಿಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. These three are inherited to derived class. But all these three are belongs to which section? Private section. Private section ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. ಈ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದನ್ನ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತಾ? ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಇನ್ವೋಕ್ ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್. ಸೊ ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿಲಾಂಗ್ಸ್ ಟು ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್. A class private members can be accessed through the member function of that class. So I have to call scan function from this function. So get data is a member function of derived class. No? See here, don't get confused with this. Public, in the public section, I'll take a function called void get data. So this is a member function, a subclass member function. It can access a private data of private member of that class. Now private members ಯಾವುದೆಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? ಒಂದು ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ, ಎರಡು ಡೇಟಾ ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಇದೆ. So I can write like this, scan. After that we can write this statement, cout, enter y and z values. Are you understanding? Scan y, z belongs to private section of the derived class. A private members are accessed through the member function of that class. Get data is a member function. From this member function I am accessing a private function, that is scan function. Okay, now I have to call get data function. Yes dot get data. Close. Execution starts from main function. When you create object yes, there would be memory allocation for the base class members and also derived class members. Now yes dot get data, which function will invoke? Get data function. Soon after invoking this function, which is the first statement here, scan function. So scan belongs to which access specifier? Private access specifier. So this is a public member. This get data can access a private member, that is scan function. What is there in the scan? It can access a private data. So then that part is over. After that Y and Z are belongs to private section. Using this statement we accessed Y and Z. I hope you understood this private access specifier. In the next class I'll discuss public access specifier and protected access specifier. You have to practice different programs on this private access private visibility mode. Thank you.